You looked in the mirror and didn't recognize yourself. But God sees something you've forgotten how to see. Today, He's asking you to look again. If you're rebuilding your confidence right now, hit like. God sees you working on this, subscribe. He's got more for you. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14. There was a mirror where I used to see myself, and now I see a stranger. The reflection that looks back doesn't match the person that I know I was before the danger. They said things to me that cracked the glass, and now the image is fragmented and unclear. And every time I look, I only see the cracks and not the person underneath the fear. But God doesn't look at the broken mirror. He looks at the original design. He sees past the cracks and sees the blueprint that was perfect before the line was crossed and broken and distorted by the voices that were never meant to define who I am inside. And God said, I'm rebuilding this. Your mirror will reflect again in time. For as a man thinks in his heart, so is he, and the mirror is reflecting back the thought. And God is changing the reflection by changing the thinking that your mind has brought. The mirror will show you what you believe, so believe again what God already knows. That the person in the reflection is exactly who God chose. The broken mirror shows you cracks, but God sees the original masterpiece inside. The broken mirror will be rebuilt, and the reflection will show what you denied. What the words of others broke, God will put back together, frame by frame. The broken mirror, and you'll recognize yourself again. The broken mirror, the image doesn't define your worth or your value or your name. The broken mirror, but the one who made you sees you exactly the same. What you think you've lost in the reflection, God says you never lost at all. The broken mirror's being rebuilt, and you're going to see yourself stand tall. Saul became Paul, and the man the Christians feared became the man the gospel led. The person he thought he was fell away, and a new reflection rose up from the dead. His name changed, his purpose changed, his identity. Everything that made him who he'd been was shattered like a mirror and rebuilt into something he couldn't have imagined within. Because God doesn't just fix broken mirrors, He transforms what's reflected in the glass. And the man who persecuted believers became the man who wrote the greatest letters ever passed. For we are being transformed from glory to glory by the Spirit of the Lord today. And the broken mirror of who you thought you were is being remade along the way. The broken mirror shows you cracks, but God sees the original masterpiece inside. The broken mirror will be rebuilt, and the reflection will show what you denied. Look in the mirror, don't turn away. Look at what God sees, look at what stayed. The cracks are healing, the image is clear. Look in the mirror, God's reflection is here. Broken mirror, broken mirror, God is rebuilding. The broken mirror. Saul looked in one mirror and saw a persecutor. Paul looked in another and saw a vessel. And God remade the reflection from the inside until the outside matched what was essential. Out of every moment I avoided the mirror because I didn't want to see what they had made me believe. Out of every shattered image I thought was permanent and decided I would just accept and grieve. Out of every fragmented reflection that didn't match who I knew I was before the words. God is rebuilding the mirror so I can see again what has always been true of His word. The broken mirror is being put back together, frame by golden frame. The broken mirror. And you're gonna recognize yourself again and know your name. The broken mirror. The broken mirror. Look again. God's rebuilding. Gave you a name that wasn't yours and told you to wear it like a crown. They said you were less than what you knew and pulled your shoulders down. They spoke a script that you were never meant to act and handed you the part of the person you were not and broke the script your father wrote into your heart. But the name they gave you has an expiration date. The story they assigned you is not your final fate. Because God doesn't call you by the words that others speak. He calls you by the name that only He can keep. For I have called you by name, and you are mine, and I will not let you go today. And the name the enemy gave you in the world assigned has no power against what I say. You are not the names they called you in the halls where they tried to make you feel small. You are the name that God speaks in the throne room of it all. Who they said you were is not who you are, and it never will be. Who they said you were was just a lie to keep you from seeing free. The names of failure, loser, broken beyond repair. Who they said you were doesn't live here. Who they said you were. Their verdict is overturned in heaven's court. Who they said you were is not the name that God supports. What they spoke as truth, God speaks as fiction. A story that was never real. Who they said you were is being erased, and the real you is starting to heal. Yeah. Gideon was called mighty man of valor when he was hiding from the Midianites in fear. But God wasn't naming what he was. He was naming what he was about to appear. And the name God gave him was not who he was, yet it was a prophecy of who he'd become. And Gideon rose up from the threshing floor and defeated an army with a shout and a drum. Because God's names are not descriptions of your past, they are declarations of your future kin. And the name God speaks over you is the name you are becoming from deep within. For He calls those things that are not as though they were, and speaks your future name before. And the things you will become are already spoken in the kingdom that came before. Who they said you were is not who you are, and it never will be. Who they said you were was just a lie to keep you from seeing free. God calls you beloved. God calls you chosen. God calls you worthy. God calls you worthy. Not who they said, not what they named. God is calling your real name. Your real name. Your real name. God calls you by name. Oh, 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 oh. knows your real name. There is a voice inside that's quieter than the criticism from without. A voice that whispers, I believe in you, when everyone around you has their doubts. It's not a voice that yells or demands or tries to drown out all the noise. It's the still small voice that knows exactly who you are and what you should be choosing. And the world will never understand the confidence that comes from one voice speaking true. Over 10,000 voices telling you that you will never be enough to be you. Because the voice inside is the voice of God, and it knows you better than you know yourself. And when you learn to listen to that voice, you find the greatest wealth. For the kingdom of God is not a matter of talk, but of power, and the voice inside is all the strength. And a still small voice is more powerful than the roar of the crowd that tries to give you length of doubt and of fear. But the voice inside whispers, I'm with you, and I believe, and I know. The voice inside tells you who you really are when the world tells you who you're not. The voice inside is the only verdict that matters when you're standing on this spot. Louder than the critics, softer than a whisper, but the most powerful thing you'll hear. The voice inside says you are worthy of the dreams you hold dear. The voice inside, God whispering confidence when the world is screaming fear. The voice inside, I believe in you, I have always believed. I am with you here. While the outside world is shouting, the voice inside is answering with truth. The voice inside is the confidence of God living in you. David stood in front of Goliath, and all the armies of Israel saw a giant and quaked. But David had a voice inside that had been talking to him through lions and bears in that lake. And he said, I am coming against you in the name of the God of Israel, and your head will fall. Because the voice inside had been speaking confidence through every wilderness and every wall. And when you have the voice inside speaking truth, you can stand before any giant in your life and believe what God says about you more than what the mountain of opposition can describe. For we have this treasure in jars of clay, and the power belongs to God and not to fear. And the voice inside speaking confidence is the voice that changes atmospheres. The voice inside tells you who you really are when the world tells you who you're not. The voice inside is the only verdict that matters when you're standing on this spot. Listen to the voice inside, don't drown it out. Listen to the voice inside. God speaks from your inner house, not the crowd, not the noise. Listen to the voice inside, that's God's choice. Voice inside, listen. just like you.
The voice inside
is more powerful than 10,000 critics
speaking at once.
The voice inside,
the voice inside
is God's confidence living in your heart, and it makes sense.
The voice inside,
the voice inside,
the voice inside.
God is whispering, listen. You fell. It's okay. Everyone who ever mattered fell. But God is telling you today, stand again. Not in your strength, in His. If you're standing again right now, hit like and let the world know, subscribe. There's a whole community standing with you. Though I fall, I will rise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. Micah 7, verse 8. I was standing once and then I fell, and didn't think I'd ever stand again. The fall was hard and long, and when I hit the ground, I stayed there for a moment. But there was a hand beneath me that wouldn't let me stay down for too long, and a voice that said, get up, my child. The fall is not your final song. Because God doesn't look at the people who never fell. He looks at the people who got up. And standing again is harder than standing once, because you have to know that you are tough. Tough enough to weather the falling, and brave enough to rise up one more time. And God said standing again is the greatest victory that you can climb. For the righteous fall 7 times and they rise again, but the wicked stumble in bad times. And the standing again is what builds the character and the courage that makes you sublime. And God doesn't measure your standing, He measures your rising from the ground. And every time you get back up, that's when you make the greatest sound. Stand again. Though you fell, you will rise, and the fall was not the final line. Stand again. God is lifting you back up, and your standing time is coming, and it is coming soon, and it is coming strong. Stand again. The fall was not the end of the song. Stand again. Every hero in the Bible fell, and then they rose. Stand again. And that's how God builds the strongest, through the falling and the blows. What the enemy meant as a fatal blow, God meant as a test. Stand again. And watch what God does when you rise from the rest. Hey. Peter fell when he denied Jesus 3 times and wept bitterly in the cold night. But he didn't stay falling. He stood again and became the rock upon which Christ built light. And the man who fell the hardest became the man who stood the strongest. And the standing again of Peter changed the course of the church for the longest. Because God knows that falling breaks you open in a way that victory alone cannot. And the standing again is where the deepest strength and character is fought. For we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, and we fall but are not destroyed. And the standing again is the resurrection that cannot be void. Stand again. Though you fell, your standing time. Get up, get up. The ground is not your home. Get up, get up. God is calling you to rise. Get up. You are stronger than the fall. Get up, stand again, stand tall. Rise, you will rise again. Stand again. Peter fell 3 times and rose again and became the rock and changed the world. Stand again. And just standing again is the comeback that God has always planned and unfurled. Out of every fall I took that I thought meant I would never stand again. Out of every moment on the ground where I decided the fall was the final end. Out of every beating that the enemy gave me every time I hit the dirt, God whispered, get up and stand again. And don't let the fall be where you hurt. Oh, stand again. It's harder than standing once, because you know what falling feels like. Stand again. But that's the standing that becomes the greatest might. Stand again. Stand again. Stand again. Get up. You will rise. The world told you what to become, and you spent years becoming what wasn't you. And somewhere in the becoming, you forgot the original blueprint that only God knew. They said be louder, be prettier, be richer, be more, and you chased every voice. But the world forgot one thing. They forgot to tell you that you had a choice. They forgot that you were born with a design that was perfect from the very start. They forgot that the most beautiful thing you could be was to play the role only you could impart. And the world will never stop telling you what to be, but God is reminding you what you are made to be. And that is enough without the world's permission. Oh, their seal of decree. For the world judges by appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart and there He sees the real you, the true you, the original design that was meant to please. Not the audience, not the crowd, not the voice of the world shouting what to do, but the God who made you is reminding you of the original you. What the world forgot is that you were born complete and whole and good. What the world forgot is that you don't need their permission to be who you should. The approval they dangle, the standard they create, the measuring stick they use. What the world forgot is that God already saw you and already chose. What the world forgot is that you are enough without a single addition or change. What the world forgot, but God never did, and that arrangement is the only one that matters, and the only verdict that counts. What the world forgot, but God remembers everything. Mary sat at Jesus' feet while Martha was busy doing, and it would have been easy for Jesus to side with Martha's choice. But Jesus said Mary chose what is better, and what matters is sitting and listening to the only voice. And the world says hustle, achieve, produce, and prove your worth through what you do. But God says the greatest thing you can do is sit and know that I am enough for you. The world forgot that being is more important than doing. The world forgot that rest is more important than running. The world forgot that the person you are matters more than what you accomplish. The world forgot, but God chose the better part than all the doing. But the world forgot, and Jesus affirmed the choice and said, that's the real truth that I am pursuing. Out of every moment I accepted the world standard and worked myself to death to meet the measure. Out of every time I believed that my worth was in my output and my productivity was my treasure. Out of every moment I hustled, cultured myself into burnout, chasing the world's never-ending list. God whispered, you are enough and you always have been, and that's what the world missed. What the world forgot is that you are made in the image of God, and that image is enough. What the world forgot. But when you remember that one thing, everything changes and becomes soft. What the world forgot. What the world forgot. You are enough. God knows. God knows. Oh. The stock market goes up and down, but your worth is not subject to the fluctuation of the day. Your value cannot depreciate like a house in a recession or a car that drives away. You are not an asset that can lose its worth based on performance or on what you've done. Your worth was set the moment that you were born. It is fixed and it cannot be undone. The world measures worth by numbers, dollars, followers, likes, and votes. But God measured your worth before the world existed and wrote it down in holy notes. And no amount of loss can diminish it, no amount of failure can erase it, and no circumstance can alter the eternal value of a life that God has graced it. For you are worth more than many sparrows, and not one falls without the Father knowing. And if God values the birds of the air, how much more do you matter? Your worth is always showing, because God doesn't measure worth by the world's metrics. He measured it by the cross, and the cross is the price of your worth, and it was never a loss. Your worth is fixed. It doesn't move, it doesn't change, it doesn't fluctuate with the day. Your worth is fixed by the God who spoke it and sealed it in every way. What your bank account says, what your body says, what your boss says, your worth is fixed, and it's not subject to the market and the past. What the world is pricing, what the world is rating, what the world is judging as less. Your worth is fixed, and the verdict comes from the God who says you are blessed. The sparrow is worth so little in the human economy. You could buy 10 for a penny once, but Jesus said not one falls without my Father knowing, and He values everyone. And if God gives that much attention to a bird that lives a few years and dies, how much more does He value you? You who are made in His image, you who touch the skies. Your worth is not determined by your usefulness or your productivity or your place. Your worth is determined by the one who made you, and that value is sealed and based on the fact that you are His, not on what you do or earn or accomplish or achieve. Your worth is fixed, and that is what God wants you to believe. eternal in His word.
Your word is fixed.
It doesn't move, it doesn't change, it doesn't fluctuate with the day.
Your word is fixed.
By the God who spoke it and sealed it in every way. You are worth more than gold. You are worth more than diamonds. You are worth more than money. You are worth the cross.
Your word is fixed.
Your worth is eternal.
Your word
It's God measured.
not world measured.
Your worth is fixed, fixed forever.
Your word is fixed.
The cross is the measure, and the cross is what God paid to prove it true.
Your word is fixed.
And nothing in heaven or earth can ever diminish the price that Jesus paid for you. Out of every moment, I let the world's rating system determine my value and my worth. Out of every loss that made me believe my value had gone down in price. Out of every failure that made me think I had become less valuable to God, God reminded me that the price was paid and the worth is fixed, and nothing can change that cost. Your worth is fixed, not by performance, not by people, not by place or paycheck. Your worth is fixed by the one who set you free, and that's the greatest check. Your worth is fixed. Your worth is fixed. Your worth is fixed. The cross is the measure. The cross paid the price. Your worth is fixed forever. Yeah. The loudest voice in the room is not always the strongest voice that speaks. And the person who doesn't have to yell to be heard has discovered something that most people never reach. Quiet strength doesn't announce itself, doesn't demand your attention or your praise. It just shows up and does the work without needing to explain its ways. Elijah wasn't in the earthquake or the fire or the wind that was loud and severe. He was in the still small voice, and that's where the real power was clear. Because quiet strength knows something that loud voices are always trying to prove, and that something is that you are enough without needing the room to move. For the wisdom of the quiet is worth more than the noise of the crowd. And the strength that doesn't need to prove itself is the strength that's allowed to accomplish what the loudness can never touch. And that's the strength that builds. And the quiet person who knows their worth is the person that God's promise fulfills. The quiet strength doesn't need to yell to be heard or fight to be known. The quiet strength has already won, though it's never said so. The power in the whisper, the authority in the still, the presence in the room. The quiet strength and the loudest voice is the one that doesn't need to boom. The quiet strength. You don't have to announce yourself or prove your case or make a show. The quiet strength, the people who matter will recognize it and know what the loud voice is compensating for. The quiet strength already possesses. The quiet strength is the greatest power and the deepest blessedness. David was a warrior, but it was in his quietness with God that he became mighty. And the greatest victories he won were not because he was the loudest, but because he was 90, close to God. And the strength that comes from closeness to God doesn't need advertisements. It just shows up and changes atmospheres, and doesn't need testimonies or instruments. The quiet strength of a life that's close to God is more powerful than all the noise. And the world is filled with people looking for strength, and God offers the quietest choice. For in quietness and confidence is your strength, says the Lord to all who will hear. And a still small voice is where the real authority lives, and where God draws near. The quiet strength doesn't need to yell to be heard or fight to be known. Though the quiet strength has already won, though it's never said so.
Be still, be strong.
Be quiet and know.
Be still, be strong.
God's already won.
You don't have to prove.
You don't have to shout.
Be still, be strong.
That's what it's about.
Quiet strength.
Quiet strength.
Quiet strength.
That's where the power lives.
Quiet strength.
The quiet strength. Elijah found it in the still small voice, and that's where God was speaking. The quiet strength. And the person who listens to the quiet is the person who is truly seeking. Out of every moment I thought I had to be the loudest voice to be heard in the room, out of every time I raised my volume to compete with the noise around me, out of every attempt to be seen by announcing myself and demanding attention, God taught me the quiet strength and the power of letting my presence do the speaking. The quiet strength doesn't need the room to know it, it just knows itself. The quiet strength, and that's where the real confidence lives and dwells. The quiet strength. The quiet strength. Be still and know God has got you. Every scar on your body is a story of surviving something that tried to break you. And every scar on your heart is a testimony of God finding you in the place of hurt and taking you higher than before the womb. Because the thing that breaks you is the thing that rebuilds you stronger. And the scar is the proof that you lived through the worst of what was meant to make you goner. Thomas carried a wound in his side that could never be healed. It was a scar that proved his victory. And Jesus showed his scars not as shame but as proof, as his signature, as the key to the kingdom. Because scars are not signs of weakness, they are signatures of strength. They are the autographs of God written on your story, and they prove you went the length. For he was pierced for our transgressions, and by his wounds we are healed and made whole.
And the scars that Jesus carried
are the scars that save the soul. And the scars that you carry are not shame, they are signatures, they are proof that you survived, and that you're more than what the world thought. That's the truth. Scars become your signature, the mark of a life that lived and survived the test. Scars become your signature, and the healing is what makes you blessed. Not the wound itself, but the healing that followed. That's where the story lives. Scars become your signature, and every scar is a message that says I forgive. Scars become your signature. Thomas had one and didn't hide it, he showed it as proof. Scars become your signature, and they are the most beautiful mark What they call broken, God calls brave. Scars become your signature, and they're the proof that you are saved. The scars of rejection, the scars of heartbreak, the scars of betrayal, the scars of loss are all part of the story that has brought you to this moment. And they were worth the cost, because the scars are where the gold gets poured in. Kintsugi, the broken vessel made more beautiful with gold. And your scars are the places where God is pouring himself into you. And your story is being told as the greatest work of art, because the scars are what make the story true. And the healing is what makes the testimony ring loud. And the world will know what God can do. For we rejoice in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance and character and hope. And the scars are the proof of the process, and they are what makes us able to cope. Scars become your signature, the mark of a life that lived and survived the test. Scars become your signature, and the healing is what makes you blessed. Don't hide the scars,
Show what God did,
don't cover the marks
of how he healed it.
Scars are beautiful,
Scars are proof,
scars are your signature.
scars are the truth.
Scars become your
Signature,
your story, your strength.
scars become your signature.
Jesus showed us to prove the victory and prove the save.
Scars become your
And the
signature.
scars that you carry are the scars that make you brave. Out of every scar I wanted to hide and cover up and pretend that it was never there. Out of every mark that the enemy tried to use to shame me and tell me I should despair. Out of every wound that I thought would define me is broken and damaged beyond repair. God poured himself into the scar and made it gold, and made it my signature, and made it red. Scars become your signature, the proof that you survived what was meant to end you. Scars become your signature, and they tell the world that Jesus came to mend you. Scars become your signature. Scars become your signature. Show them proud, your story is gold. Look at you, standing after everything. Look at you. Do you see what I see? If this is you, standing when you thought you wouldn't be, hit like and share it. Someone needs to see that you're still standing. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. Galatians 2, verse 20. Look who's standing, it's you, the one who didn't think you would make it this far. Look who's standing, the one who the enemy said was already done, and should accept the scar as permanent and final, and the end of the story. But here you are, standing, and I want you to really see it. Look who's standing, you. Because the enemy was betting on you staying down. He was betting on the fall being final. But you got up, and every time you get up, the enemy loses, and the story becomes revival. Look who's standing, it's a testimony to what God can do. It's proof that the grave is not the end. Look who's standing, and it's a declaration that God is faithful, and God is your friend. For thanks be to God who always leads us in triumph in Christ, and spreads through us the aroma of the knowledge of Him And the standing is the triumph, and the standing is how God shows up. Look who's standing. It's you after the fall, after the loss, after the fight.
Look who's standing.
Against all odds, you're standing in the light. Not because the battle wasn't hard or the fall wasn't steep.
Look who's standing.
Because God never let you stay in the deep. Look who's standing. And the enemy is shocked because he was sure you were done. Look who's standing.
Look who's standing.
And you are proof that the victory was already won. What the world said was finished, look who's standing to prove it wrong.
Look who's standing.
And that's a song. Job sat in ashes, covered in sores, and his friends said give up and curse God and let it go. But Job stood his ground and said, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. And the world got to know that the standing itself is the testimony, and the faith itself is the victory. And Job stood and God restored, and the end was better than the beginning. Look who's standing. It's the history of every person who refused to stay down and refused to believe the lie that the fall was final. Look who's standing. And that standing reaches to the sky. For we are more than conquerors through him who loved us, and nothing can separate us from his love. And the standing is the conquest, and the standing is the proof of. Look who's standing. It's you after the fall, after the loss, after the fight.
Look who's standing.
Against all odds, you're standing in the light. Stand, stand,
Stand, stand.
look at you standing.
Stand,
Stand,
stand, stand.
you made it through.
Stand,
Stand,
stand.
against the odds, you are standing in the grace of God. Look who's standing. It's you.
Look who's standing.
Job stood in the ashes and refused to curse God, and the story became restoration.
Look who's standing.
And your standing is the testimony of the nation. Out of every moment I thought I would be the casualty of the battle and the victim of the fall. Out of every season where I was on the ground and thought I would never answer the call. Out of every time the enemy was so sure I was finished and he was celebrating my end, God lifted me up and said, look who's standing, and put me back on my feet, my friend.
Look who's standing.
And it's not because the battle wasn't real or the cost wasn't high.
Look who's standing.
Because God never lets you stay down. Look into the sky. Look who's standing. Look who's standing. It's you. You made it. Oh no, 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 no. The kingdom of God doesn't grade you on the curve or rank you by the number on the scale. It doesn't measure your worth by how you compare to the person in the next lane on the trail. Because in God's kingdom there are no rankings, there are no A students and F students to stay. There is just beloved and there is just chosen, and that status never changes with the day. The perfectionists are exhausted because they think they have to earn a higher grade, but the kingdom already gave them an A+. before they even came out of the womb was made. And the person who thinks they're failing is still getting the same love as the one getting the trophy. Because the grading system of God is not about performance,
It's about identity.
for by grace you have been saved, and that grace is given, not earned and not bought. And the kingdom grades you on the cross, and the cross already paid what you thought you owed. So there is no grading curve, and there is no test that can bring you down, because the kingdom already called you beloved, and the
Verdict is crowned.
the kingdom doesn't grade you. You are not measured on your performance or your pace. The
Kingdom doesn't grade you.
it measures you by grace. A plus minus F minus
All the same.
in the eyes of the Father who loves you just the same. The kingdom doesn't grade you, and that's the whole of the game. The
Kingdom doesn't grade.
The perfectionist and the failure both get love,
The kingdom doesn't grade.
because the grading was done on the cross from above. What you think determines your value,
What you think earns your favor.
what you think makes you less.
What you think makes you less.
The kingdom doesn't grade you. You are graded as beloved, and that's blessed. The Pharisees were trying to get an A+ in the kingdom, and they were studying all the rules. But Jesus said the greatest among you must become like little children, not graduates from schools. Because the kingdom doesn't grade you on what you know, or how much you achieve or accomplish or show. The kingdom grades you on whether you trust, and trust is the only thing that matters to know. And the child trusts without knowing all the answers, and the child is not worried about the grade, and the child knows they are loved regardless of performance. And that's the only way to be saved, for unless you become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven, says the Lord to all. And the kingdom doesn't grade you on perfection, it grades you on surrendering to the call. The kingdom doesn't grade you. You are not measured on your performance or your pace. The kingdom doesn't grade you, it measures you by grace. Stop grading yourself,
Stop measuring up.
stop comparing your score.
Stop filling the cup.
The kingdom doesn't grade.
The kingdom knows.
You are beloved,
That's all that shows.
no grades, no score, just grade, just grade. Oh, the kingdom doesn't grade you. The Pharisees were trying to get an A+, but they missed the point.
The kingdom doesn't grade.
Because Jesus said, become like children, and trust is the joint. Out of every moment, I thought my worth was based on my performance and what I could achieve. Out of every time I believed the grading system of the world and tried to earn what was already decreed. Out of every season I was exhausted, trying to get an A+ in the game. God whispered, the kingdom doesn't grade you. You are already beloved, and that's the name. The kingdom doesn't grade you. Whether you succeed or fail, the love stays the same.
The kingdom doesn't grade you.
You are past the test before the test came. The kingdom doesn't grade you. The kingdom doesn't grade you. You are beloved, that's your grade. You were built to outlast the pressure and the pain and the season that was meant to break you down. You were built with God's DNA running through your veins, and that DNA was designed to stand and not fall down. The things they're throwing at you are temporary, but you are eternal. And the storm that feels like it will destroy you is actually just a test of the internal foundation that God has already laid. And the foundation is stronger than the storm. And you are built to outlast, because God doesn't build things that break in the form of opposition. He builds things that endure, and you are His building. And the storm is just a weather, and you are built to outlast it. For we are like clay in the hands of the potter, and the stronger the pressure, the stronger the pot. And the hardship is not destroying you, it's forming you. And you are being built to not fall apart, but to stand and to last, and to endure, and to witness God's faithfulness through it all. And that's the whole of the fitness. Built to outlast. The season that was meant to break you will pass, and you will still be standing. Built to outlast. The pressure that was meant to crush you is the pressure that's expanding. Your capacity, your strength, your character, your depth. Built to outlast. And God built you with every breath. Built to outlast. The enemy thought his best shot would finish you, but here you are. Built to outlast. And every scar is proof that you went far. What the world is throwing at you to destroy you, you are built to outlast. And the standing you'll be doing when the storm is past. The ore goes through fire to become gold, and the pressure is what makes it pure. And you are going through fire and pressure, but that pressure is making you show that you are stronger than you thought, and more valuable than you knew. And built to outlast is the certification that God is putting on you. Do the very things the enemy meant to destroy you, they're the things building you stronger. And your survival of the pressure is the proof that you can go longer than the storm, longer than the season, longer than the opposition. And you are built to outlast, and that's the whole of the vision. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. And the pressure is momentary, but the building of character is eternal. And you are standing tall. is a door that God has prepared for you, and your name is already written on the door frame. And you will walk in, not crawling, not sneaking, but walking with your head held high and your confidence reclaimed. Because everything you've been through was the preparation for the room that's been waiting for you. And the door was always open, and God has been holding it open. And the moment you're ready, you'll walk through. Not because you earned it, not because you proved yourself, but because God prepared it. And you walk through that door is the victory lap of everything you survived and never said it out loud, but God saw it. And God is saying now is the time. Walk into what God has prepared for you, and don't turn back. The best is about to begin. For eye has not seen and ear has not heard what God has prepared for those who love Him. And the door that's been waiting is the door where your story becomes the hymn of God's faithfulness. And your walk through that door is the testimony that will change the world. And that walk is your new story. You will walk into the room that God has been preparing since before you were born. You will walk in with your head held high and your confidence reborn. Not the room you thought you wanted, but the room that God designed for your soul. You will walk in and everything will make sense, and everything will be whole. You walk into your calling, to your purpose, to your place, and God will be there with grace. What you've been waiting for, what you've been praying for, what you've been believing for, you will walk in, and it's waiting on the other side of that door. Caleb said, I am still strong today. I am ready to possess the land that God promised me. And Joshua said to him, the land where your feet have walked will be yours as an inheritance for all to see. And Caleb walked in at 85 years old and took possession of the mountain. And the walking was the reward for the faith, and the faith was the source. Because God doesn't ask you to wait and then forget about the promise. He holds it for you, and the walk-in is the moment where you claim it and you cross through the door that was always meant to be yours. For the Lord will fulfill His purpose for you, and His love endures forever. And the walk-in is where the promise becomes real, and you are walking in together with God. And the room is waiting, and the door is open, and you walk is the final movement of the song that's been unfolding. Yeah, you will walk into the room that God has been preparing since before you were born. You will walk in with your head held high and your confidence reborn. Walk in, the door is open. Walk in, God has spoken. Walk in, it's time now. Walk in, take your bow. Walk in, you are ready. Walk in, God is steady. You will walk in. You will walk in. Caleb walked in at 85 and claimed the mountain that God had promised all those years. You will walk in, and everything you waited for will finally appear out Out of every moment I stood at the threshold and couldn't believe it was finally my turn. Out of every time I almost walked in but turned back, because the doubt was what I could discern. Out of every season I thought the door had closed and the moment had passed. God said the door is still open and the moment is still arriving, and you will walk in at last. You will walk in, not because you earned it, because God prepared. You will walk in, and your confidence will be restored, and you will wear it. You will walk in, you will walk in. The door is open, you will walk in. Walking, walking. The door is open, your name is on it. God is waiting.